sitting down with newly minted two-time world champion and four-time medalist from the 2024 Doha World Championships. I'm joined by Kate Douglas. Kate, thanks so much for being here. How's it going? How's it feel to be back stateside?
Thanks. Yeah, definitely nice to be back in America. A little jet lagged, but just trying to push through. And yeah, it's nice to kind of get back here, get back caught up with school and everything, and get back into a routine of school and life in Charlottesville.
Five-time medalist from Doha.
I think, yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, who's counting? I forgot that you're still in school. How do you manage being gone for, I mean, the meet was 8 days, but I assume you were gone for at least a week and a half, maybe two
Yeah.
weeks?
Yeah, no, I missed like 2.5 weeks of class, but I knew that going into this semester. So I'm only in two classes. And yeah, that's kind of why I decided to take a light load with my grad program and kind of expand it over 2 years instead of one, because I knew I'd be, having to miss a lot of days like that. So yeah, I only missed, so it was just two classes that I had to get caught up on, and I was able to get work done before the meet started. So then I kind of only just missed a week of notes during the meet, and I was able to get caught up kind of on the plane coming back and today. So it's honestly it hasn't been too stressful yet. But yeah, I took a light load because I knew that would be difficult to handle.
Yeah, that's nice. And then, well, I guess just looking ahead, school-wise or academically, will you be in classes this summer at all?
No, I won't be
Okay,
in summer classes. Yeah, no.
gotcha. Is will you continue your program next year as well?
Yeah, I'm planning to graduate next spring. So May of 2025, I should hopefully graduate.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, nice. That's good to hear that you're all caught up and settled in. Not to make this not about you, but your teammate had some pretty fast swims last night. I
Yeah.
am just curious what you think about Gretchen's 19.9 relay split and 20.5 50 freestyle.
Yeah, no, those are crazy. I mean, obviously, I train with her every day, so I am not surprised to see that she could do that. Yeah, I'm so proud of her. Super cool to watch. I watched it on my TV last night, and yeah, I mean, seeing the times that she went in dual meets this year, and then in practice, just seeing what she can do. I'm not surprised to see her do that. But yeah, it's pretty awesome to be able to train with someone who can split a 19.9 on a relay.
I mean, no kidding. I just the training base, the training squad that I feel like UVA has collected over the last few years is pretty stout with
Yeah,
Gretchen and you and Claire and many others.
yeah, it's really
Um,
great to just celebrate each other's accomplishments. It's pretty awesome.
yeah, so that is cool. So let's get to your accomplishments. So these world champs, obviously, you were going there to get some good racing in because you weren't going to be at a conference or NC2As this spring. I want to start with just managing that 200 breast, 100 free double.
Hmm.
Um, especially going into the semifinals of both of those because they were on the same day, prelims, semis, and finals. What was your strategy in the 100 free, specifically knowing you had a 200 breast afterwards?
Yeah, a lot of people were asking me, they're like, how do you warm up for this? And I was, yeah, the whole time before that double, I was dreading it. I remember just like how hard it was this past summer, and I was like, I can't believe I have to do that again. But yeah, I kind of was like, I know I just have to be tough and push through it, and like, yeah, just be happy with whatever the outcome is, and be proud of myself for doing it. But yeah, I pretty much just tried to mainly focus on the 100 free going into those sessions because that was the first race, and I feel like it was just important to just kind of focus on the first race, and kind of focus on that and warm up. And I also feel like I'm pretty confident in my 200 breaststroke at this point, now that I've seen just kind of how I do in practice, that I can just kind of, I feel like, push my way through like a solid two breast, even without having to really focus on that in warm up. So yeah, I was kind of just focused on the 100 free. I was hoping in that final, I was hoping to just take it out a little faster than I had and just hold on. But yeah, it was definitely really painful, way more painful than it was last summer. I died at the end of all of them that I swam. And then the fact that I had to get up and do a two breast after that was pretty rough. But I was really proud of myself for finishing.
I mean, no kidding. And, just to walk away with a fourth place finish in the 100 free and then a silver medal in the 200 breast.
Yeah.
Again, it's very impressive. I guess going into this meet, you said you at the end of the 100 free, you were kind of dying a little on each of those races. Where do you feel like you were at in training, in terms of just preparation for this meet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I definitely did not feel very good at this meet. We didn't like taper at all, but we kind of just did like a makeshift rest, like a week out from the meet. Like we pretty much kept our schedule the same until we left for the meet, which was like a week out. And then just kind of did what we could when we were there in Doha. And obviously we didn't lift or anything because we didn't have access there. But yeah, it definitely didn't. I wasn't feeling great. And I definitely like the travel really was difficult for me. I was having a really hard time adjusting there. So I kind of just felt crappy the whole week. And so being able to kind of push through and have some solid swims, that's just something that I feel like I was happy with.
Yeah, another thing that I'm always curious about in meets like this, where, as an American, you're going halfway around the world. It's a huge time difference. How do you try to settle in, or make sure that you're getting the rest that you can, even if you're not able to sleep like you would at home, or same thing with nutrition or recovery, or things like that as you're moving through the meet?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough. And it was even harder this time because usually we give ourselves like a solid 2 weeks, I feel like, before the meet starts to get adjusted, and then a quick turnaround. Because we didn't really have, we couldn't really do that this time of year. But yeah, I mean, I kind of just like, I wasn't really sleeping much and I was kind of sick like that whole first like week and a half that we were there, honestly. And I was kind of just trying to tell myself that I've swam when I feel really bad and terrible before. Like I've swam when I'm sick. And like honestly at meets I feel like I don't sleep a lot anyways. So I just kind of told myself that it would be fine and I would just have to push through it. And yeah, that's what I did. And I definitely was really proud of myself because I felt like I was just like being really tough this meet and just kind of pushing through all of those other things that were just not going well. But yeah, it definitely wasn't easy to kind of figure all that out.
Yeah. Do you feel like you started the meet with the 200 IM, where you win a best time, you won a world title? Do you feel like that was a product of just being able to push through all of that? I mean, did you feel like things were going particularly well that day, or do you feel like things were not that great and then you just had a good swim anyway?
Yeah, I think, yeah, no, I definitely didn't feel great, you know, around the 2 IM, but I was able to just kind of push through it. Like during the race, I remember like it hurt really bad, but then I kind of just told myself like, this is what it feels like in practice and you've been able to push through it in practice. So I just kind of told myself like, I know I can push through this. Even though it hurts, I can still go fast and have a good swim. And yeah, I think I was just really tough and kind of pushed through the soreness and the tiredness that I was feeling there and still had a good swim. So I was really happy with that race.
Yeah. And then to end the meet with the 50 freestyle, and again, go a best time, win a medal, break an American record. Did you have a goal at all for that race, even if it was just how you wanted to execute it?
Yeah, that was definitely a shock. I feel like never in my life did I think I would go under 24. And I feel like I didn't really like I obviously wanted to do well in that race, but kind of once a 100 free two breast double was over, I was literally so happy to just be doing a 50. I was just like, I don't even care anymore. Like I'm just gonna go in, do a shorter warm up, feel good, swim one lap. Like it was just like the pressure was off. You know, I didn't have to stress out about a race like hurting at all. So I was just so happy to race it. And I think maybe that's, you know, one of the reasons why I was able to kind of just go in there and have fun and have a really good swim. And yeah, I was definitely shocked by my prelim time when I went like 24-1. And then I kind of after that was like, I feel like I have more in me. And I did. And in the final, I was able to go faster, which was awesome. But yeah, that was definitely, yeah, the best swim of the meet for sure.
And so, I mean, from now that you've competed in all of those individual events, yeah, this calendar year, does it change your perspective on any of them heading into Olympic trials, knowing that it's kind of going to be a similar schedule, mostly except the 200 IM is at the tail end of the meet, notably conflicting one day with the 50 free?
Yeah, no, it doesn't really change the plan that I had before the meet at all. Yeah, I would say I'm pretty much, you know, what we were planning on focusing on going into the summer is pretty much stayed the same. I feel like this meet just kind of helped boost my confidence a little bit and kind of showed where we are in training and things that we need to focus on and stuff heading into the summer.
Do you, after this meet, do you think that if you were to qualify in 4 individual events, it would be something that you could take on, or that you could do, you would want to do?
Yeah, I don't know exactly. I feel like I'm not really sure if I'll do all four of those races at trials. The 50 free 2IM conflict is pretty rough. So I'm not really sure about that. And I don't think I would want to put myself in a position where, yeah, it's kind of choosing between having one really good race or like two, you know, semi good races. I feel like it's better to kind of just focus on a smaller amount and focus on, yeah, just like making those as good as I can. Um, but yeah, pretty much the plan that I had before this meet is it's going to be the same. But yeah, the 50 free, I don't know if that one we're doing at trials.
American record holder, and it's a question mark.
Oh, it sucks. Literally after that race, I was like, God, can I switch it and switch to IM for 50 free?
So can we dive into that a little? I mean, why would you not, or why do you think you will still stick with the 200 IM over the 50 free now?
I mean, well, yeah, Todd's response to when I jokingly asked him that is, will you beat Sarah Sjostrom first and then we can talk? I was like, fair. So, I mean, there's always that obstacle to get through for the 50 free at international meets, which, you know, I don't think anyone's beating her while she's still swimming. So there's kind of that to think about a little bit. But yeah, I feel like 2IM has kind of just been the focus for a while. And so I don't know why I would, you know, change that at this point.
Yeah. Do you think 100 free and 200 breast are still very much both on the table, even though, let's see, I think at trials 100 free final is first in one session, and then 200 breast semi comes later in the same session?
Yeah, the way that they're lined up for trials definitely makes the double more doable. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna do both of those. Because yeah, the way that it lines up, yeah, I can the final of both of those on separate days, which is good.
Seems really nice compared to
better. Way better.
yeah, compared to the other option. So then in Doha as well, the U.S. women didn't end up fielding relays, I think, in anything, but then you and Claire both swam on both mixed relays. Is there a different feel to swimming on mixed relays versus just the women's relays?
Not really. I mean, I feel like it's I mean, the mixed relays are more fun because I feel like you don't get to do those as often, and it's fun to get up with the guys and race against other guys from other countries too. I feel like that whole experience is fun. But yeah, I mean, I feel like it's all the same. Like when you're put on a relay, you just kind of, it's the same mentality, I feel like, of just giving it all for your team, you know, and not wanting to let anyone down for that. But yeah, no, we didn't field any women's relays for that meet.
I think we talked about this before, but were you okay with that? Were you bummed that there weren't women's relays?
Yeah, no, it was pretty much up to us. I mean, we had a lot of discussions with the coaches. And it was really just, you know, we did our job last summer. We qualified all of our relays for Paris. And so they're kind of like, you know, what you want to do at this meet is up to you. But, you know, they're telling us how the emphasis was kind of on our individual performance and how this would kind of prepare us individually for this summer. And so, you know, adding more relays to the lineup would have definitely tired out a few of us who had conflicts with that. And we also would have had to probably do prelim relays, and that would have just been a lot of doubles that we didn't need to do. So
it's a lot more swimming. Yeah,
I definitely was not sad to not be doing them.
Yeah, which makes total sense. And now just being, you know, a few days removed from the meet, being back home, do you feel like there are standout takeaways for you from the meet? Just, you know, in terms of getting those race reps or experience or, you know, international travel, anything in that boat?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think, I mean, I was happy with my performances, and I think it was a great experience because I feel like the more I do these meets, the less nervous I get kind of leading up to them, because it's always scary to kind of get in a ready room and have to like walk out, you know, in front of like a large crowd of people, and there's all the lights and stuff. And so I feel like it was good for me to kind of do that and experience it again. And it definitely takes the nerves away a little bit more each time I do it. So I feel like that was a really good thing for me.
Do you, I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily comprehend the difference between like a 3-day meet versus a 5-day meet versus an 8-day meet. Mm-hmm. Are you doing anything specific to just recuperate yourself from an 8-day meet? I mean, being on for 8 days straight to me is really hard and takes a toll physically, emotionally. How are you feeling now, just in terms of getting back into the swing of your normal groove, mm-hmm. and just kind of coming down from being on for 8 days straight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Todd was kind of talking to me and saying that, you know, from when I got back until like kind of next week when the rest of the team is back training, we're kind of just focusing on recovery and having my body recovered from the meet and from the travel, and just trying to get sleep so that I can kind of get back to work next week when everyone's back. But yeah, I feel like for the next few days, it's kind of just definitely focus on recovery and not kind of starting things up too quickly.
Yeah. Well, Kate, thank you so much for taking the time to debrief your experience in Doha with us. Did you get to do anything cool while you were in Doha aside from swim and eat and sleep?
Yeah, we did get to explore a little bit. There were a bunch of malls and stuff around, which was cool. The city was really awesome. And then I did stay an extra day with my family because they were there, and we went to the desert. So that was super cool. We rode around in a car, you know, on the sand dunes, and did the like sand surfing down the dunes. So that was super cool. So that was fun to experience, because probably we'll never go back to Doha again.
Fair enough. That sounds like a great experience, and congrats on your success, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.
You've been listening to the Swam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take Swam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.